going on, guys? Tony McGeekly Games, and today, been a couple weeks. We've been playing a lot of BT15, play testing for regionals, and I'm getting really sick and tired of BT15. By the way, really looking forward to BT16. One of my favorite decks is going to be Magnamon X Antibody. This card is going to be a powerhouse, and if the April Fools is actually going to be true, they could hit this to one. I heard talks, it's rumors, but I think the Ukos are going to be ones to get hit first. Besides this card has some weaknesses. As long as you're able to do some sword stripping. If it has no sources, this wind digivolving effect will just never happen. But you have to catch it off when it doesn't have protection, that's going to be kind of hard if you're not blockers. But if you are blockers like Rapimon X Antibody, which would be our next deck profile here, it is a very good contender with this because we can just block and make sure our security is just never trash, and then we can go ahead and take care of this card. So before we talk about the rest of the deck profile right here, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notifications, help me out the algorithm if you haven't done so already. And then without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the deck. So we're only running 4 eggs right here. You can run a 5th one. It could be whatever Demi-Marimon you want, or not even. But this one right here is a new one. All turns when this one has 2 or more colors, game plus 1,000. That 1,000 could matter, so that's why we're running it. Up next for our VMons, BT12s. Inheritables, wasted, so we're not even going to talk about it. We've got on-play effect here, or Evo in the back for 0. Field top 3 cards of your deck, and you may pay Imperiumon, which we don't have. A free trait, which we got a bunch of. And Davis's, which we have a few of those. So, they added the rule text here is treated as free, so a VMon can find this card, which is really nice. The only one it cannot find is this, because it's not free, it's just a real 9X antibody. Our Zunimons it can't find, and our Jesmon GX because it's another Royal Knight with X Antibody and trait. Up next for our VMon list, this is the promos from the demo deck. So if you're able to acquire 2, you already have a playset of this card. You can find this foil, but that's a little more expensive. Your turn, once per turn, this Digimon would Digivolve into a card with free in its trait. If you have a Tamer in play, reduce the evolution cost by 1. So as long as we got a Davis on the field, all of our Magnamons right here will be Evoing for 2, which is really nice because we can keep turn versus at 2 and then we Evo for 3, we pass the 1, or they have a Memory Tamer and so forth. Also has a win attacking effect, which is nice. This Digimon has 2 or more colors, draw a card, which will proc that very most of the time. And then lastly, for our new V-Monster here from BT16, we have that Agumon promo effect here, where this Digimon gains plus 2,000 just on your turn. So this in the egg, plus 3,000, is pretty juicy. Your turn, once per turn, when one of your other Digimon is played or Digivolves, if that Digimon happens to be free or just green, gain 1 memory. So we're going to be seeing this card in Imperial Dramon because, we have just green Stingmons and Worms, of course, so we build a proc memory here. But this will be really nice with our Magnamons right here because all turns here, we get to spit out a VMon from Evolution Source, so we can even spit out another one of this. And if we happen to have 1 or more of these in the field, that's just free memory on our turn. So, up next we got the Magnamons from the Structure deck. This one also you have to buy 2 Structure decks because you only get 2 of these, or you can just buy them off of TCG for the whole price of whatever they're going for 4. Security effect: Digivolve one Digimon on the field. At the end of the battle, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into this. So you can Digivolve one of your Digimon if you choose not to Digivolve theirs, but more often than not, you're going to Digivolve them, and then if you just happen to have a VMon on the field, you're just going to instantly Digivolve into this for free. So when the Digivolving effect here is trash the top evolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon for each of that Digimon's colors. So it's sword stripping and is not more Digi-evolution. Then if that Digimon, or whatever Digimon on the opponent's side of the field, happens to have no sources, you get to bounce them to the hand. Doesn't matter what level. Solid. Very solid card. If this had any inheritables right here, holy crap, this card would be goated. Up next for a Magnamons, we got the BT13s. It's got blocker, all turns, basically is armor purge. We already mentioned this already, but spit out VMons and do a bunch of shenanigans. And then lastly for our Magnamons right here is from the BT8. Gotta run all these at 4, you just have to. Blocker, armor purge, when Digivolving, unsuspend this Digimon, gains plus 2,000 until the end of your opponent's turn for every armor form in your trash. We have all 12 here and another 4 here. About 16 cards. Yeah, 16. Just make sure I'm mathing right. It could be very big if this happens to be your last card and you have 15 in trash. That's very big Magnamon. very big. We're not going to math that, but it won't go down with any DP production. The only level 5s we're running in here is a Zunamon Ace. It's hand counter. It's the best we got right now, and it's pretty good for its on-play and when Digivolving effect to trash any sources from your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no evolution sources. If you happen to catch that they have, it's the mirror match. If they're swinging in and they happen to have 2 sources in Magnamon, you go straight into this, trash the 2 sources, and bounce that Magnamon X to their hand. That's one way you can do it. So that's why we're running this. If you don't want to run this, the other level 5 I would mention is the Chimeramons right here. If you want to go the aggro route, you can go ahead and fix up the options and run shoot, forgot the card. But it's an option card for this deck where you can get plus it's a 1 red. You can get your one of your 2 color Digimon plus security. You can run with these and just gain security checks, Digivolve into this, and swing the game. Next for level 6s, we got Magnamon X. OG, basically, once you have X Antibody or just, an armor form in its evolution sources, you can just infinitely redirect. It does have 1100 DP, so it does, fail to check the bigger level 6s that are going on right now, especially the ones at 12k. But if you have the egg source or the Vmon here, well, the Vmon won't help. If you have the egg source, it's 1200, so it can match. But also, when going into this, you want to make sure you have like this Magnamon right here that has that buff. So this is just a very big guy, and your opponent basically doesn't want to swing because what can they do? Especially with our option cards here, with the Awaken of the Night, give it DP reduction, can't have it done to this whatsoever. There's really nothing they can do. Then it has the alternatives. When this Digimon would be deleted, you could just place this on top of your security and recover it to prevent its deletion. And if that wasn't bad enough, this Magnamon can evo onto that Magnamon for a cost of 5. Why? Because if this Digimon has a Magnamon X Antibody or a card with armor form in its traits, this Digimon is unaffected by your opponent's effects and gain plus 3000 to the end of the turn. Then unsuspend this Digimon. Holy crap. Like, everything you need to know. So for the people that also didn't know, I'll just say Quartzmon, for example. If you're able to suspend this, it's locked. If somehow you trash the security, or when they're trashing security for, when they're attacking, if they don't attack with Quartzmon everything is tapped. So they tap with Quartzmon, they trash security, maybe like 1 or 2, you're able to still live. This Digimon, when activates one Digivolving effect, and completely nullify Quartzmon's effect to unsuspend, gain plus 3000, and able to block whatever comes next after that. Whether they pushed that with the Digimon, or earlier that Digimon can go for game. Now it can't because now this guy's active. All turns once per turn. When a card is removed, you can activate its when Digivolving effect. So that's basically what I just covered. Very, very strong. And if that's not even strong enough, we got Jesmon GXs are acting like our Omnimon Blitz for game. But this was just as better because we can Digivolve this on a real Knight for a cost of 5. So you may place 1 Digimon card with Royal Knight in its traits and a play cost 13 from your hand, or a play cost from your hand under the source as the bottom evolution card. Activate one of the placed Digimons when Digivolving effect, then Blitz. So we have X Antibody here, so we can swing with Magnamon, activate X Antibody, go straight into this, activate a whole nother one Digivolving effect. So if you already have this one Digivolving effect, next one you want to go for is this one, because you can just unsuspend it and gain more DP for it. So your Jesmon is just huge. Then, while this Digimon has Royal Knight in its traits and its evolution cards, it gains Piercing, Blocker, and Security +1 for each of those cards. So all of our level 4s are Royal Knights. Obviously, our 2 level 6s right here are also Royal Knights, and obviously we got Jesmon. Obviously, you can't shove Jesmon GX under Jesmon ZX because its play cost 13. But actually, no, it's Royal Knight, so you actually can. So you can also get another one Digivolving effect too if you really want to place another card and then get another effect. Very, very strong. So that's all for our Digimon. On to our Tamers, just our Davises here. So more Davises from the structure deck, the demo deck, I'm going to call it. Starting your main phase, if you got a Digimon free in its trade, gain an unconditional memory. That's it. All it's out there is basically acting as a blue Mirai. On play, though, if you play this for 3 or comes out of security, you may activate one of the following, and the only one really activating is placing Vmons for free. So with these, we're just basically trying to get these out for free. That's our prime target, but we also can just spit out whatever VMON we have available to us. And then last, we got this Davis from BT3. It's our memory setter. And also it's on play effect for 4. We get to reveal the top 3 cards and just pull a blue Digimon. We don't have green in here, and the only one this is going to miss is just Jesmon. That's all it's going to miss on. On to our options. Blue Memboost. You can run trainings if you want to, but I think opting for looking at top 4 cards, you want to find your pieces rather than looking for 2. Also, this VMon searches for 3, so, 4 and 3 is perfectly fine. Our Davis here can also search. But gaining memory is also pretty good too, because evoing to our level 4s here, they take a toll, especially our level 6s that have an evo cost for 5 or 4. So, blue Memboost is to go. For the top 4 cards, you just add a blue Digimon. Antibody. This card is really, really key for just having this Magnamon, because as long as you have that in this, it can't be trash. You can always keep the your all turns on opponent's turn to be able to redirect. However, once it evos onto this, they can strip out your Magnamon, not the X Antibody, but now you can't trigger when digivolving because this isn't looking for an X Antibody card. So just keep that in mind. That's where they can get you with that. Comes out of security, gains your memory, adds to hand, and when attacking, you can activate this to basically evo while you're attacking. That's all this card does. Awakening of the Golden Knight, playing this as 3, you can have it as a 4. One of your Digimon armor performance traits, if you have it in play, you can ignore its color requirements, but we may have a yellow on the field as well, but most often than not, we're going to have an armor on the field. You may digivolve one of your Digimon with armor performance traits to a card with Magnamon in its name, ignores evolution requirements, and then that Digimon can't have his DP reduced. So, fun fact, any of these Magnamons can go on top of Magnamons. Any of these Magnamons can be Magnamon X Antibody or go into the other one. But they cannot go to this Magnamon X Antibody to any one of these 3. Basically, small names can go with small names if they fit the same. Small names can go into bigger names or even bigger names, but big names cannot go back to smaller names. It's a weird way to do it, but that's what the judge said, and sometimes I'm just dumb, and that makes sense. Security effect, you return 1 Magna from trash to hand, and then add this card. So basically, it's a buyback card, kind of like a white calling, not white calling, a yellow calling for us if we're able to hit this in security. So then we can use this and then just go into our big boss monsters. And lastly, Heaven's Judgment, because this is a 4-color deck, because we do have blue, red, black, and yellow. So we can activate this 4 times. Yeah, initially, and then we got red, blue, black, yellow. Yep, that's 4. So 5 times altogether. Just activating it once for casting it to give -6, and if we happen to have all the colors out there minus purple and white, we can do a whole lot of damage. That's basically all that's there for. So that's basically it for the deck profile. I have been trying to tweak it to find other options in here to give security +1 if you want to be a little more aggro, but Heaven's Judgment's pretty good, and we need some kind of board wipe. X Antibody is also cruising here. I don't want to be taking that out because it just fits really, really nice with Magnamon X Antibody, the one we have now. Doesn't really do good for this one, but hey, it is what it is. Gotta run all these basically as a 4 because we need searching. Draw cards nice, plus DP's nice. Pseudo Ace, in my opinion, is probably the Ace level 5 to go to. I mean, until we get something better than this. Or if you want to be Chimeramon, you could be Chimeramon. Or do 1 and 1 is completely fine. Jesmon GX, in my opinion, is just better than Omnimon. I mean, as long as you got 1 security, you just go for it for the game. But this card can also just end the game, even though they have security. So there is also that, and it's just a big threat. And they can't, even if you pass turn, you just knock the security. This thing will end the game next turn because there's just absolutely nothing they can do to it, and you just untap on your turn, just face. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you like this deck the way it is. If you can add any changes to this, leave it in the comments below. I'm all open. I'm all ears. Open to opinions as well. I'm a very opinionated guy, so if you think something's better in here, go ahead, throw it in the comments like I just said, and I'll just love to interact with y'all. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.